Hello. Hello and welcome to this video. As you are aware that I'm re-recording a few videos on Python. Initial videos, the audio quality was not good. So this is the last video for re-recording. In this video, we will discuss about sets. So what we do first is, let's see what sets are and few basics about them. So there are two types of set. One is a set, another is frozen set. Frozen set is just read-only version of set. You can't modify it after creating, just like tuples and lists. So tuple is the read-only version of list, and frozen set is the read-only version of set. So what a set is basically a collection of elements, and this collection requires that the elements are unique. So for example, if you put these elements in a set, that's the syntax. You have braces and then you put elements. And if you look at the elements, you see there is only one. We put two ones, but it will have only one. Every element is unique. Okay. Now let's see if we can put a list inside a set. So you can't put a list inside a set. The reason is to determine the uniqueness, one of the requirements like dictionary keys is that it needs to be hashable. So things like tuples, integers, floats, strings, these you can put. Lists, dictionaries, you can't put inside a hash because those are unhashable types. Okay, so let's see what our X is. X is this. So that is the basic of a set. Okay, the basic idea about set. The usefulness is sets are quite useful and they have their own places. They are very useful when you want a real set or if you are doing mathematics. If you want to deal with set, one classic example would be, for example, you take the case of SQL databases or any database. You have something called primary key, which are unique across whatever queries you make. So in general, those primary keys are always unique. So you can put them inside a set and do some operations on those based on certain conditions. Okay. So over there, the set operation works very well with the primary keys of a database. So as you know, SQL databases are basically heavily rely on the set theory of mathematics. So sets are very useful with that kind of work. Now we look at what operations we can do. So we uh, look at the set operators and functions. So we have ampersand. You can do ampersand value. So what this does is, let's take another set. We call it 2, 3, 4. So if you do x and y, it will give us common elements. So what we will get is 2, 3. Now contains is the in operator. So is 1 in x. Okay. That is where the contains operator is constant picture. 1 not in x. So true or false. Then we have equality. X is equal to y, which will be false. Then we have greater than equal to is x greater than y. So elements are compared, and which is false because y has lexically greater elements. So then you can do self ampersand is equal to value. You can do self or is equal to value. Now or is like union. Ampersand is like intersection, or is like union. And similarly, you can do subtraction also. Okay. Subtraction will give you those elements which are not in the other set. I believe you can do caret also. So it will give you, it is the negation of intersection, you can say. The intersection gives you 2, 3, and x or y, rather not y, I can't call it or x caret y, x caret y is more like giving you union of x minus y and y minus x. So we saw that x minus y, so this can be written as x minus y or y minus x, which is true for two sets. Okay. Then you can explore all these functions. So there are more. There is OR, there is subtract. Okay. There is size of how much size it occupies in RAM. So, right. Okay. Then we difference update, discard removes an element from set. Intersection we have seen. Intersection update the set keeping all elements is disjoint. Okay, so if disjoint is very helpful, they can call is disjoint y. I think this should be the call. This false. But suppose we have another set in which we put a string 1 and we call that disjoint again, then this will be true. So you can experiment with this. Length is there, length will work. And what important other function is there? Is subset. Is subset is superset, just like disjoint you can work with. Pop will remove and return an arbitrary set element and raises key error if the set is empty. So the set is unordered in some sense, okay, because it will just pick an arbitrary element. There is no way you can determine which element will come out. Remove will remove an element. You have to supply the element from the set. If the element which you supply to remove, for example, x dot remove, if we call it 1, then 1 will be removed. Okay, not in this one. X dot remove 1, so 1 will be removed. But if we say x dot remove 1 again, it will throw us an error, key error. Okay. So what else is there which we can explore? I will leave some of it to you. You can compare two sets for equality, and similarly you can compare for not equal as well. Not equal to y, which is true. What else can be there? Let me see. Intersection subset. So now x will be subset of y because it contains only Q3. It will be true. Is y subset of z, which will be false. Y is a superset of x now. So this will be true. And pop and remove, you can experiment yourself. Symmetric difference is returns a new set with elements in either set or other, but not both. So that's what we did. Symmetric difference is what the caret symbol does. Union will do union and update the set. So I think we have covered more or less almost everything. Some of it you can experiment yourself. For example, ISOR, this we have not done. Len you can call, less than you can do yourself. Or we have seen R and we have not done. So you can try R and yourself. Okay, R and is basically we kind of did, but for Y. Okay, when you say X ampersand Y, then it is R and for Y. So I'll stop here and let you experiment more on this. If you have questions about sets, again, you can have questions. So what you can do is if you have questions about sets, so first place to clarify your doubt is go to standard library and read this section, set types. So you read this section and read the sequence section. So that should clarify most of the doubts you have. And if you still have doubts, you make use of comment box and I'll be happy to resolve your issues. So I hope that you enjoyed these re-recordings of Python videos and we can continue with standard library and other things. and I'll see you in the next video. So next video, now what will happen is, because this is the fourth video of the day, what I have planned to do is I'm running PostgreSQL series, so I will record a Postgres video every day because I want to finish Postgres fast. The reason is web development depends on Postgres. The Python and JavaScript playlists will eventually lead towards web development, and for that Postgres is a prerequisite. So that's why I'll try to finish the Postgres first. And the second reason is I'm doing read-throughs in Postgres. So I just don't want to continue doing read-throughs only. I want to get into the practical side of it, and there's quite a lot to be read. Okay. So I want the Postgres to be finished first. So you can join my channel as such. By joining, I mean subscribe. There is no joining option. So you can come to my channel at the rate Shivshankar. That should be my channel. So you can come and subscribe if you like. And these are the playlists which are running. So there are 7 playlists right now running. So 2 are for maps. Then we have C++, we have Postgres, we have Rust, JavaScript, Python. This one not working anymore. And data structures is stopped. C is complete. Data structure will be continued once we complete C++. So there's quite a lot of stuff going on YouTube. So feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, happy programming and stay curious.